Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Morning all my dear students. Today I am taking biology class. Under that we are going to study biological classification. Last class we studied about the living world. What is living world? What are the main criteria to classify the organism? So under that we have studied the characteristic, what is living organism, characteristic of living organism, and diversity, and the biological naming, scientific method of classifying, identifying and naming the living organism. We have studied how to name and standard procedure for naming. Then we have studied the different categories, taxonomic categories we have studied, like species, genus, family, order, class and kingdom. These are the different categories which is studied under the taxonomy. Then we have studied the taxonomic aids. What are the taxonomic aids used to classify or identify the living organism, that we have studied. That is very important chapter where we have studied the living world, which is a starting point. We should know to study the biology, we should know what is living thing, how to identify, classify or characterize the living thing. Okay, next, biological classification. Why this biological classification is required? The biological first most we have to identify the organism. Before that we have to study what are and all present in our surrounding. We should differentiate living and non-living thing. Once we understand the living concept, living thing concept, under that we are going to study the diversity. Diversity means variety present, different types of organism present in a particular area, that represent a diversity. And once we identify the diversity, we have to identify diversity. We have to identify the organism. Plants, in plants also you can see different varieties, different diversities. So if we don't know to identify the plant, all the plant look alike, right? ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಷನ್, ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಆದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ದೇರ್ ಲೀಫ್, ದೇರ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲೈಕ್. ಸೊ once we identify, once we start to study the diversity, we are going to know the what and all different characters present in a plant. So once we identify the differentiation between the plants, we are able to identify, and later once we identify the plant we can go for classification. So these are the important procedure before the biological classification. We have to know these things, these concepts before studying to the biological classification. Otherwise we cannot classify we cannot study the biological classification. So under this we are going to study about how the plants or living organisms are classified. Okay, next. In earlier days the classification is merely based only here, as I told, in earlier days the humans are only dependent on the need of the living organism. He was dependent on the need of his needs. So based on this he classified the organism into different categories. He classified the organism into different groups, that is based on his needs. Maybe for food, as I told in the last class, food, for the food purpose he classified the different organism for the food purpose. They may include plants as well as animals. Next, for shelter, right, most of the plants, the tree species are grouped under this for shelter, for building up of the house or hut. He used the plants, so he may classify the tree plants under shelter. Okay, next, for clothing, to cover his body. Some of the plant the fibers available from the plant as well as the human skin or not human skin, animal skin may be used for clothing purpose to cover his body. Based on his needs, he classified the organism into different groups. Later, as the civilization takes place, the human are able to identify and study more and more about the living organism. ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸಿವಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಸ್ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಡೇಸ್ ದ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅರಿಸ್ಟಾಟಲ್, who first led a foundation for the identification and grouping of the organism, scientific identification of the plant. Here this is a basic and it is not non-scientific method of classification. The scientific method of classification was first started by Aristotle. He classified the organism, the plants, into 3 different types of plants. He classified plants into tree, larger plants, the more than few meters, 3 meters, more the plants having a more length is classified under tree. Then shrub, the plant will grow up to few meters, that maybe comes under shrub. Then herbs, the plant which grow very small, up to few centimeter, they grow only up to few centimeter. Based on the size, he classified plants into 3 different types. And here also he didn't give a complete clear cut explanation about the differentiation. Just on the appearance, on their outer structure, he classified plant into tree, shrub and herbs. Later animals into red blood containing animal and the animal which do not have red blood. He classified based on the color of the blood into red blood containing organism and the organism that do not have red blood. He classified on the basis of blood pigment or blood color. So this laid a foundation for the further study of the classification of living organism. Later after him, the classification is studied by Carolus Linnaeus. Who is a taxonomist, who is the father of taxonomy, who further studied about the living organism and classified based on the characterization. He classified the organisms based on the characterization. So based on morphological character and the cell structure, the Carolus Linnaeus also studied about the cell structure of the organism. Here Aristotle is not able to study the cellular structure of the living organism. So Carolus Linnaeus divided the living world into 2 different kingdoms, that is plant and plantae and animalia. These are the 2 kingdoms. Classification he done mainly 2 kingdom system, plantae and animalia. Here all the cell wall containing organism will comes under the kingdom plantae. All the non cell wall containing organisms will come under the kingdom animalia. Later on, when the civilization he gave information about these 2 kingdom system. Later on, the few more scientists started to study about the biological classification. What they found that the information given in these 2 system of classification became inadequate. They feel that the information given in these 2 system are inadequate. Andre the plant athava animal athava living organism description ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಾಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್. ಹಿಯರ್ he did not classify the living organism into prokaryotes. He did not differentiate prokaryotes and eukaryotes. I have told what is prokaryotes and what is eukaryotes. The prokaryotes are the organism which do not contain a true nucleus. They simply contain a mass of genetic material, and also they do not contain a advanced cell organelles. Cell organelles, advanced cell organelles ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಇದು ಹೊಂದಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. But eukaryote contain true nucleus and they have all the necessary cell organelles, and he did not differentiate these two, prokaryotic and eukaryotic organism. Then unicellular and multicellular. He did not differentiated unicellular and multicellular organism. He simply classified the organism based on the cell wall, and also photosynthetic, and he did not differentiate the photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic. He did not differentiate between photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic plants. So this is the main drawback of the two kingdom classification by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus ಅಲ್ಲಿ drawback ಯಾವುದು classification system ಅಲ್ಲಿ, he did not mention or he did not differentiate prokaryotic and eukaryotic organism. He did not differentiate unicellular and multicellular organism. He did not differentiate photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organism. He simply classified the living organism based on the cell wall, based on the cell wall and morphological character. Based on the morphological character, he classified the organism into different types. So later on the classification or further study goes on, increasing the classification or the study. Scientists started to study more and more about the taxonomy, because this is a very important chapter, important concept to study the living organism. So living organism ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಬೇಕು? ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಯಾವ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ ಅಂಡರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ which is given under the classification system. So along with this the further characteristics also important for the classification, like along with this, along the cell wall, the further information about the organism is also important, like cell type, cell structure. Cell structure is very important. Then cell organization or body organization. Next, nutrition, mode of nutrition. Then reproduction and evolution or evolutionary relation. These are the important concept other than the cell wall. Carolus Linnaeus, who studied only about he only differentiated based on the cell wall content. So along with that, further classification, further characterization of organism also important, like cell type, which cell is present, cell type, cell structure, how the structure of cell present, then body organization, how the cells are arranged inside the body, mode of nutrition, which type of nutrition, either photosynthetic or non-photosynthetic, reproduction, which type of reproduction, asexual, sexual, regeneration, fragmentation, these are different types of reproduction. Then evolutionary relationship, how the one organism is related to another. This is very important because we have to place the organism in orderly manner. Mannerally organisms ಅನ್ನು ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we should know the evolutionary relationship, because first found out organism should come first, later on advanced organism should come afterwards. So for that we need to study the evolutionary relationship. These are the important concept. So based on this the further classification done. So later two kingdom system ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ later comes two kingdom system. Two kingdom system who first started by Haeckel. Who first started? Haeckel. Who first started? Haeckel, who gave three kingdom systems. So two kingdom system given by Carolus Linnaeus and three kingdom system is given by Haeckel, who divided the organism into three kingdom system. First Plantae, second Animalia, then unicellular containing organism under Protista. He found out one more kingdom system, that is Protista, which contain a unicellular organism. So Haeckel, who found out the three kingdom system of classification, who differentiated Plantae kingdom, and one more further he had added, that is Protista. Next comes four kingdom system. Next four kingdom system. Who started by Copeland. Copeland, who developed four kingdom system where he differentiated Plantae, Animalia, Protista, and Monera. All the prokaryotic organism is grouped under Monera, and unicellular organism, eukaryotic unicellular organism comes under Protista, Animalia and Plantae. These are the four kingdom system developed by Copeland. Okay, later on after his study, finally one accepted 5 kingdom system will be started. So later on 5 kingdom system will be started. Five kingdom system is started, and this is developed by R.H. Whittaker. Very important, R.H. Whittaker, who developed the 5 kingdom system, and that the information or the study is accepted by almost all the scientists. Later on it is further divided based on the domains. Okay, 5 kingdom system. Still in this chapter we are studying about the 5 kingdom system. There is also 6 kingdom system that you are going to study in your higher classes. So R.H. we take who classified the organism into 5 kingdom system. First one is Monera, kingdom Monera. Second, Protista. Then Mycota or fungi. Then Plantae. Next, Animalia. These are the 5 main kingdoms we are going to study in this chapter. So, first one is Monera, kingdom Monera, then Protista, Mycota or fungi, Plantae and Animalia. These are the 5 kingdom system. All the prokaryotic elements will come under Monera, all the eukaryotic unicellular organism come under Protista, and all the non-photosynthetic organism will come under Mycota, and Plantae which contain photosynthetic organism, and Animalia, all the animals will comes under the kingdom Animalia. So, here why this classification system will start, let us see. So, here in later days he didn't mention about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic organism. So, before that one more kingdom system, that is 6 kingdom system is started. 6 kingdom system. Here the scientist divided into this kingdom into 3 domains. 3 domains. He divided the kingdom system into 3 domains. First, Monera will divide into 2 domains. 2 domains. This and 2 different domains. Here Monera is classified into 2 domains, and other organism will come under the 3rd domain. Remaining comes under the 3rd domain. So, here they may be differentiated into Archaea and Archaebacteria and Eubacteria, that you are going to study in your higher classes. No need. So, you should know one more kingdom system will be there, that is 6 kingdom system. Okay. Here mainly based on the domains, 3 domains, the kingdom system is classified into 6 kingdom system. Okay. Next we will see how this kingdom system will be started, how the kingdom, the information led to the 5 kingdom system. In earlier days, all the bacteria, algae, fungi, mosses means all that bryophytes which present on your walls, fungi, all the fungus you have seen, the umbrella like structure in your in forest areas, that are all comes under fungi. Okay, mosses, then ferns, which is used for the decoration purpose. Green leaf, design leaf will be present, used for the decoration. Then gymnosperm and angiosperms. Angiosperms which grouped under a same kingdom. That is Plantae. Grouped under a same kingdom called Plantae, but later on studies it is identified that bacteria, algae and fungi are different from the green photosynthetic plants. These all have unicellular and prokaryotic type of cell. Here bacteria and algae, some of the algae like blue-green algae, which comes under the, which is having a prokaryotic cell. These two having the prokaryotic cell means cell which contain outer cell wall and they do not have a definite nuclei, true nuclei irudilla. So bacteria and blue green algae which do not have a eukaryotic type of cell, but they have the cell wall. He classified this into one group based on the presence of cell wall. So here bacteria and blue green algae having a prokaryotic cell. So later in 5 kingdom system these are grouped under the kingdom Monera. Here the prokaryotic organism will come under the prokaryotic cell containing organism will come under the kingdom Monera. Remember here the bacteria and blue green algae, like example blue green algae example nostoc, then Anabina. These are the example for blue green algae which is having a prokaryotic cell and they are different from the other organism. So they comes under the comes under the prokaryotic cell containing kingdom, that is Monera. Okay, next here the scientists they identified one more drawback, that some of the organism like bacteria and fungi which do not show the property of plant and animal, they do not show the characters of both this kingdom. In two kingdom system consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅನಿಮೇಲಿಯಾ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ some of the organism do not show both the character, plant characters ತೋರಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, animal characters ತೋರಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. For example bacteria and fungi which do not, when two kingdom system, they do not show both the characters. So this is one of the example to make for the further development of further kingdom system ಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು reasons ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So bacteria and fungi which do not show both the characters. So later on in later kingdoms they are grouped into different kingdoms. So all the prokaryotic cell containing organism will come under the kingdom Monera. Next we'll see unicellular and multicellular. So first prokaryotic and eukaryotic. First we'll consider all the prokaryotic organism will come under the kingdom Monera. Remember students, all the prokaryotic containing organism will come under the kingdom Monera, and all the eukaryotic organism contains eukaryotic cell containing organism it may contains under protista, mycota or fungi, plant and animalia. So these 4 living organs, these 4 kingdom having a eukaryotic cell. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ 4 kingdom system eukaryotic cell ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೊನೆರಾ prokaryotic cell ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರಿಮಿಟಿವ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್, ಮಚ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದಿಸ್ ಮೊನೆರಾ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೊನೆರಾವನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Next we'll consider eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Under eukaryotic organism they may unicellular and multicellular. One more, if you take eukaryotic cell, it may contain unicellular and multicellular condition. You may see unicellular and multicellular condition. All the eukaryotic cell containing unicellular structure will come under protista. All the eukaryotic single celled organism. All the eukaryotic single celled organism will come under the kingdom Protista. Remember, eukaryotic cell irtade, but always they are unicellular. For example for this is Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, Paramecium, and amoeba, which all come under the unicellular, that is Protista, under the kingdom Protista. Here also in later days this Chlamydomonas and Chlorella which is under the kingdom Plantae, and Paramecium and amoeba are under the kingdom Animalia. Earlier days alli Chlamydomonas matte Chlorella plant kingdom alli bandittu, ade Paramecium matte amoeba which comes under Animalia, kingdom Animalia, based on the cell wall. Ee eradu organism alli cell wall irtade. In these two they lack cell wall, so they differentiated into plant and animal. On later days, on later studies, these are grouped into a one kingdom called Protista. Ee naaku organism athava the cell wall containing as well as non cell wall containing organism, but unicellular, they comes under the kingdom Protista. Remember, Protista dalli unicellular organism irbeku, that is the main characteristic, and eukaryotic unicellular organism yavudra under bartade, Protista da under bartade. Next we'll consider cell wall material. Next we'll consider the cell wall material. So all these remaining moss in the gymnosperm varege they consider plant. Okay, here fungi into other kingdom. I am going to explain that. So here the cell wall. These both fungi and plantae, that is fungi and plants, green plants which contain cell wall, but the cell wall material will vary from fungi to green plants. Fungi alli cell wall material chitin. You can see in fungi the cell wall material may be chitin. In green plants cell wall material is cellulose. Here in green plants the cell wall material is cellulose and the fungi is chitin. So they are differentiated into two different kingdoms. Hagagi aderadana bere kingdom alli hakidare. Here mycota, all the fungi are heterotrophic, they are non-photosynthetic organism. All the green plants are photosynthetic and contain cellulosic cell wall material ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತದೆ, and they are able to photosynthesize. So they grouped into a separate kingdom. But in later days all these green plants, example all these mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, and angiosperms, which comes under the same group, that is kingdom Plantae. So next later the Animalia, which includes all the animals which contain non-cellulosic wall. They do not contain any cell wall. Here they do not contain any cell wall, no cell wall, and multicellular. They are multicellular eukaryotes. These are the simple main points to classify the living organism into 5 different kingdom system. 5 different kingdom system ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ examples. So here the scientist Whittaker, who identified the characters of this kingdom based on the cell structure, I have told cell structure. Here he included cell structure, cell type. He included, while classification, he included cell structure, cell type. Third one, body organization. Body organization, he differentiate unicellular and multicellular organism. Cell structure andre eukaryote, cell structure may be eukaryotica, prokaryotica. Cell type, the cell structure means that includes the cell wall, based on the organelles, based on the process of the cell. He classified the organism into that is photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic, and cell wall containing and cell wall cell wall containing organisms. Cell type prokaryotica, eukaryotica. Body organization unicellular, multicellular. Then nutrition. Mode of nutrition, he included mode of nutrition. So all these this is completely photosynthetic or non-photosynthetic, that is autotrophic or heterotrophic. He differentiated the mode of nutrition into phototrophic and heterotrophic. Here this is phototrophic and heterotrophic, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Here all the animals are, here also you can see autotrophic or heterotrophic. All these fungi are heterotrophic, all the plants are autotrophic, all the animals are heterotrophic. Based on this he classified. Next, about the reproduction. He also mentioned the reproduction system in all the organism. He gave, that is also important characters under his classification. Next, 6th one, evolution. Evolutionary relation. This is very important for the classification of living organism. That is also included in this. So Monera is the first organism which comes under first kingdom. All the primitive organism andre early form ಆದ organism ಎಲ್ಲ organism cells ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೊನೆರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Later, after slight variation in a cell which lead to the kingdom protista. ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಲ್ಟಿಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಂಗೈ ಆಗಿದೆ. And later on fungi or the directly from protista there may be a origin of the kingdom Plantae, and after Plantae there is a Animalia. The further development in the plant may lead to the formation of Animalia, or the directly from the Monera this variation may, or protista, from protista they may lead to the formation of higher organisms. So he also gave a complete definition of evolutionary relationship in the living organisms. Okay, next we'll move to the next this classification system will also give the morphological structure of the living organism, physiology of the living organism, how they reproduce or how they undergo nutrition, their nutrition or the body process will come under the physiology. And also they give the information about the reproductive system, and also this is based on the evolutionary relation, that is also called as phylogenetic relation. Evolutionary relation is also called as phylogenetic relation, which is very important process in the study of the living organism. So here this plant also contain algae, which may be earlier days algae with the different types of algae we can see, that is Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, which is included in a common division, that is algae. ಕಾಮನ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಆಲ್ಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಲೆಮೈಡೋಮೋನಸ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾ, ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೈರೋಗೈರಾ ವಿಚ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ the family Plantae. So these are the important procedures to classify the organism. Here today in this chapter we are going to study about the different kingdoms system, that is Monera, Protista and Mycota in brief. We are going to study about this in brief, and also we are studying plant and animalia kingdom, but these two are dealt in separate chapters, that is plant kingdom ಮತ್ತೆ animal kingdom ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಇದರ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. Here till Mycota ದವರೆಗೆ we are going to study in brief. So this also, along with this there is also further living organisms which will not comes under all these 5 kingdom. ಈ 5 kingdom ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ಬರದಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇದೆ, that is virus. This virus, viroids, then prions. These are the organism, and lichens. These are the organism will not included in any of the 5 kingdom system because they show different body structure, different cell content and difference in their morphology. Based on that they are grouped into a separate categories. That is also you are going to study in this chapter. So here we studied about the how the classification is done. For earlier days there is a classification of 2 kingdom system ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನಿಮೇಲಿಯಾ. ದೆನ್ 3 ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೆ, ಅನಿಮೇಲಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್. ಲೇಟರ್ 4 ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ 4 ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ದ organism classified into Plantae, Animalia, Protista and Monera. All the eukaryotic organism will be grouped into a separate category. Then that is also not satisfied because most of the organism will not come under this kingdom system. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಈ 3-4 ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ತೋರಿಸಿದಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ that in 4-5 kingdom system we can see clear cut differentiation in the organism. So that is Monera, Protista, Mycota, fungi and Plantae and Animalia. These are the 5 kingdom system which is studied till now. Later there is also 6 kingdom system, that is you are going to study in your higher classes. Till now we are going to study about the till here we are going to study, that is 5 kingdom system. Next class we are going to study about the first kingdom, that is Monera. What are the characters included in the kingdom Monera will be dealt in the next class. Thank you all my dear students.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.